कहते हैं ईश्वर को जब इंसान से बात करनी थी तब वे शब्दों का सहारा बिल्कुल नहीं लेना चाहते थे। वे चाहते थे कि कुछ ऐसा हो जिससे कि मैं ना बोलूं और इंसान समझ जाए। वो भाषा क्या होगी? ईश्वर ने कहा वो भाषा होगी संगीत की। बहुत सारे अलग अलग प्रकार के वाद्य यंत्र बनाए जाएंगे जिनसे मधुर वाणी बाहर आएगी और मैं इंसान की भावनाओं को समझ पाऊंगा। ये बात अलग है कि मैं उनके अंदर भी हूँ, लेकिन संगीत के ज़रिए जब वो अपनी भावनाओं को व्यक्त करेंगे तो माहौल अलग होगा। और इस तरह संगीत बना ईश्वर की वाणी। और ज़मीन पर हम देखते हैं कुछ कलाकार संगीत को ऐसे घूट कर पी जाते हैं, बरसों तपस्या करते हैं, मेहनत करते हैं, सीखते हैं और एक जरिया निकाल देते हैं ईश्वर से वार्तालाप करने का संगीत के जरिए। और जब हम उन संगीत की वाणियों को सुनते हैं तब हमारा मन गदगद हो जाता है। एक ऐसे व्यक्ति हैं हमारे देश में जिनका नाम है बिक्रम, जिन्हें बिक्रम फ्लूट सिंह के नाम से पहचाना जाता है। जो मेरा ऑब्जर्वेशन रहा है उनके साथ, जो मैंने उनके साथ वक्त बिताया है, मैंने ये समझा कि उनकी फ्लूट बजाने की जो काबिलियत है उससे किसी इंसान को हील किया जा सकता है। और जब ये बात मैंने उनके सामने रखी तो उन्होंने कहा कि हाँ, ऐसा सही है। काफ़ी सारे लोग उनके पास आते हैं जो म्यूज़िक से हीलिंग लेना चाहते हैं और वे जब हज़ारों पब्लिक के लिए कॉन्सर्ट्स में प्ले करते हैं तब उस समय वो 3 4 5 घंटे का माहौल बिल्कुल अलग होता है। जादू क्या है ये संगीत का? जब एक संगीतकार चुनता है कि मैं संगीत को जन्म दूंगा तब उसे सबसे पहली बात ये समझ में आती है कि उसे संगीत को जन्म देने की ज़रूरत बिल्कुल नहीं है, उसे संगीत को समझने की ज़रूरत है। और करोड़ों में से एक या दो संगीत की परिभाषा को समझ जाते हैं और लिख देते हैं कहानी अपने संगीत के जरिए। Sahil Show. Welcome Bikram Singh
Okay.
on the Sahil Show. Tell us how are you and how is your music going on?
Okay, I'm Sahil. Thank you very much for inviting me to your show, and I have seen some of your previous thing is really beautiful. And my music is good, it's pandemic, and I have been teaching and making lots of music. Yes.
So Bikram, tell us like at what age you think to start music and like what was your inner calling and when you thought that you should be pursuing into music, what was the start? What was that starting point?
My story is, but I never thought, to be a flutist. I used to love tabla, drumming, and singing, and all these things. But when I was 9 years old, I fell from the tree. It was a big accident, and it changed my life. And I was in the hospital almost for 1 year. My left leg was fractured 3 parts, and they operated, they put the steel, and doctor said I cannot move for 1 year. Then my father gave me a flute. Bikram, now the doctor is saying you will not be able to play again football and the boxing. These sports I really love to do when I was very small. Then my father gave me the flute, and you try to start playing in this hospital like that. And that was the day, I was crying and I started blowing the flute. Then very soon my flute sound started making very good sound.
So when you thought of getting into music, like you said, your father gave you a flute when you were meeting with an accident, and he said that now this is your life and you must continue with this. So when first time when you hold it the flute in your hand, what was the expression like? What was the thought process behind like how this flute is going to change your life? Did you ever give a thought about that?
No, I was too young and I never thought anything that time. Only thing I felt like crying because doctor said I will not be able to run and I will not be able to play football. All the kids, through the window of the hospital, I saw they are playing and I was just lying on the bed. Whole body is with after the operation, the plaster of Paris was there. But I started blowing the flute. I was crying and I started blowing, the sound came. It was really healed me that I remember that day.
Did the sound of flute healed you made you feel that, yeah, this is something which is new, which is like with something which is you're discovering, which is your something which is you're welcoming. So, when music was coming to your life, it was a fresh beginning, right? So, like, what is the bond between you and your music?
From that day, I never to struggle much about music. I just kept started blowing the flute and started making sound, and people watching me. I changed my life slowly. Sound started, and for me, from prior to the flute, I used to sing very good, playing harmonium as a small boy, played tabla. And I started just, searching the whole thing. I started playing Sare Gama by myself. And whomsoever is near me and they started listening, it really changed. And slowly, I was forgetting my fracture, my life being in that hospital. Slowly, I keep playing, and it took me to the different world. That was very true. And I still remember, yes, as a small young boy in that hospital. Yes.
So like we discussed, music healed you, and music made you feel that, yeah, this is something fresh, something new in your life, like you need to explore it. So like when when you go to a studio, when you record something, right?
Yeah.
So what is the procedure of bringing new tunes on the table? Like in that condition, how do you pursue? Like you do meditation, you do prayers, or you explore more and more music so that a lot of music coming to you when you are recording?
Wow, that is a very beautiful question, especially for me. I never pre-plan whenever I do my project. If it is my own project, I really don't pre-plan. What I do, I go to the studio and all surroundings with my close friend, the sound engineer, and my other musician. We sit together, close our eyes, and at least 20 minutes we sit silent.
Okay.
And some new people when they watch and they say, what Bikram is doing like that? And I really never plan anything. Then I open my eye, and sometimes some musician or some friends say, Bikram, I would like you to do something. That is my things. And I close my eye again and I started visualizing. I go to that point. For example, my dancing flute, everything was spontaneous. I was there in the studio and one of my friends said, Bikram, now the Sufi of this thing, Turkey style is very popular. And someone like this, he was mentioning some guys, is very famous flutist. I closed my eye and my sound engineer gave me one key. Bikram, this is the key, now you try. That was my dancing flute. I closed my eye and I just played it. He gave me the drum and then I started. Oh, that is a very interesting question. I never pre-planned like that. And in 8-10 minutes, my day recording finished. Okay, the other plans, other musician we do in the big studio, but my song in that 10 minutes finished, and I never retouch them because I cannot replay whatever I am in that meditativeness. I cannot replay them again, and I keep it fresh. And the other arrangement and all this, I talk with my other good friend, and they arrange it. That is a good question. My style of song making is I always do that. I don't pre-plan, but it comes always.
So like I know your relationship with Osho and the people there in Pune. Like how's the ambience there, and how do you contribute to bring beauty in that ambience? How your dancing flute brings magic on the floor?
This is another interesting. I never knew any guru. I was nothing to do with the guru spiritual. I was so wild in Manipur. I go here and there and go to the forest and go to the caves and keep playing flute. And I never dream of one day I will be landed in Osho ashram. But some good people said that Bikram always the guru call the best disciple like that. I came to Pune for my study. I completed my BSc, then I came here for my master in archaeology. Then my college, Deccan College, and also ashram was so close by that every evening, whenever I go through that, I could hear some kind of music that was so strange to me. mixing with the Indian music, with the bass, drum, and people scream. Whenever I go through that lane, I could hear it. I was thinking, what is this like that? And somebody said me, Bikram, this is a very known ashram in the world. The guru's name is Osho, like that. That time Osho was alive. And after 1 year, I think luckily I got the opportunity to go inside. Then my journey started. Yes, I never knew even the meditation. I didn't know that what is all these things. Then slowly I start playing for the meditation. Then I become, in that meditativeness. Then I started playing lots of meditation music. As a young boy, calm, so with the big flute, Indian classical, or sometimes I play with the Japanese flutists. Then I try to play with them. Then that's why my interchanging of the music started. Sometimes with the Japanese flutist, sometimes with the Arabian flute. They try to play like me, and I try to, because I love the sound what they are playing. Then slowly, my learning with the different people in this meditation field, thing started. Yes, people love also whatever I play, with them.
So when we talk about Osho, the godness comes. His words really creates magic. Like when I'm going to bed, I listen to any of the Osho's pravachan and going deep into sleep and understanding what he's saying. So when I started focusing on his speeches, I realized it is bringing changes in my personality, in my attitude, the way I talk, the way I behave. So like you being there, you have seen him alive. And when you see such a miraculous soul in front of you, what is the experience? Does that moment create different magic? Is it different from the real life we are living?
It's really true. Once from today, around 28 years back, I was such a young boy, and I was playing, and this what you call that incidents, whatever the thing, what we are doing, they call it Shanyas celebration. Thousands of people are taking Shanyas. And I was, as a young boy, I was playing, and all my friends, very known friends, they are playing around 15, 20 of us, playing, screaming, dancing, and suddenly pin drop silent. And from the side, the Osos talk about light started. Why you are worrying in this universe? Universe is taking care, even the smallest of the small. Means whatever the molecules, whatever the sand in the beast, they are taken care of. Why you have to worry? I heard only this sentence that they changed my life. I was 24 years. I was crying, my tear came. What is this? The meditation, when you are making it, when you to the climax, making I am playing, and suddenly pin drop silent. Then from the other side, we 2,000-3,000 are there, and also speech came about life. That day it changed my life. Before that, it was not too much, because I'm very stubborn. I don't follow easily. I will not surrender. I have my own this thing from childhood. That day was, I keep my flute, and I was doing like this, and my tear came. Wow, I'm so proud. Wow, I have to worry. Then slowly, I'm not a very good listener of discourse and anything. I started my own, meditation, sit in silence. Then slowly, as a young boy, 24, 25, then my life changed slowly. Then I become more calm down and playing flute and sit silent. Yes, it's a long journey, but it took me somewhere from that time. Yeah, 30, 28 years back. Yes.
So when we live a life of a musician, life is different, that I believe, because I myself is an artist. I understand music. I prepare music. I create music, and I can connect with your words. Like when we touch the first keys on the music, music itself starts telling you that this is what you must do next. This is your next step. In that process, like when music is communicating with you, when you are communicating with music, there comes a pin drop silence. That moment, what you are talking about, that pin drop silence is the sound of wisdom, what I believe. And that sound of wisdom
Yes.
quickly comes and gives you everything. Like all these are your wishes. You have been into the sound of silence where you are not listening to anything. You are just living the music or whatever stuff you're doing. In that moment, I believe when you see God, you realize God is there within you. In the form of music, it comes to your ears and makes you feel that you are alive. So the God outside is music, and the God inside is us. And when the communication happens between both, we create something. Like you create something with your flute, you create something in your studio. Like right now also you are creating a positive environment with your words. So I believe this power of an artist or any individual brings change in the world. So now, like how do you see the current scenario and how music can bring the change in people's life? Can music heal? Can music help to improvise health or wealth or relationships or creative desire? Like I know music can satisfy your creative desire, but what if music is not being able to create that impact on my life? How to play with this art? Like how to identify the art? What is the art of identifying the art itself?
See, for me, music should be, everywhere music should be there. And everybody should sing. And they don't have to be great singer, guru, or anything. Everyone should sing. That's why my academy, my way of teaching is like that. Everyone should at least, singing or something, they have to learn it and try to explore, whatever music. God has given them some kind of music inside. Try to explore the deep inside the music within, we call it the child, the music child inside you. And when I teach, I do that. I teach them once they know the saregama. I always tell them, hey, try to get some, phrase, hum it or play something. I listen very carefully, to my students when I teach any raga or something. When they are phrasing, then I say, okay, now please play this phrase again. Wow, because that phrase is not from me. That is from that, my friend or my students. Then I try to elaborate and I try to make it beauty. Okay, now keep on playing this. Now I get your phrase, then let me play this. And I play and they become so happy because that is the music from them. That's why everybody has, musical, some kind of talent is there. And that's why they keep singing or they keep drumming or any kind of musical activities. One should do that. And that will heal or that will help and that will make this whole world will be a very, very beautiful world, musical world.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my experience. I do this, yes.
If I lose the path in my life, I don't know where to go. I'm depressed, I'm stressed, and I'm not getting the right point. My attitude has changed, my personality traits have been changed now. Like in that case, how music can beautifully change. Like we are talking about healing world with the power of music. Like for an individual to understand from an individual's prospect, like what are the practices we must do? Like I learned to do meditation that brought an impact in my life. I learned music. I started talking to people so that I learned talking to, I learned the art of conversation. Right?
Okay.
So how like if a raw person in the age of 40 years thinks like let's make music your buddy and let's bring music some change into your life.
Music should be is a part of our life. Okay, the professionally people like me, that is different. We do in the different, we try to go deeper for everyone. Either you are suffering or you are happy or something, let the music be with you. And let's make a circle of musical people. Every day keep meeting and sing. And whatever you want to do, antakshari or anything, this is a kind of meditation. And just keep singing, 1, 2, 3 people. If you cannot sing alone, if you cannot play your guitar alone, be with someone, who is little helpful, who is little musically, like you or little more than you. That inspire each other and try to sing each other. I do the same thing. And I'll tell you something also. See, I am from Manipur. Manipur, everyone must be knowing, is in the border, is a really when I left 19 in 80s, 89, it was really in the turmoil state, fighting with the Manipuris youth and the India and that thing. It was the time, I explored how powerful the music was. I kept meeting, one side is the militant, one side is the Indian army. And I was so known when I was 13, 14 years. And I was in the NCC, National Cadet Corps. I was playing for general. I was playing for all the NCC, around 5,000, 10,000 people. I played for them. On the other side, when the militant, because militant, they are also my friend. They keep coming and I was playing for them and they're crying. They drop their gun and they're crying. I was young. I don't understand why he was crying. Now I understand why they are crying. Means music really, really can stop the war also. Because I am from that area where the bullet is flying and there I'm playing my flute on the stage. It happens so many times in my life. But music is music. It can heal. It can soften any kind of people.
So like you said, when you played flute for army people, they dropped their gun, right? And like if this message goes to those who are really trying to hold the guns in their hand and to kill people, if we give them a dose of music, a dose of love, a dose of care, because the person who is trying to spread hate is someone who is seeking love, I believe. If I'm spreading hate, I'm seeking love. Give me some love with music. So anyone who is listening, who is aggressive, who is like not in the control, who has lost everything, just get in touch with music, understand music, or start learning to any instrument, piano, flute, or anything. That music will bring love into your life, and that will change everything.
They will drop their gun, whatever this thing, they will drop and they will surrender to the God. This I know. I keep playing and they cry, and some of them they surrender. Okay, then I left home. But music can heal. Music really, really can heal. Whoever the tendency of all this hostility, these, let the music be there. Let some good musician be there. You will change it.
Yeah, in one of the conversation with one of my guests at my show, like I was discussing with them, like if a child is being fed with good quality music, soulful music, ambient music, or environmental music, or any kind of music, good one, which is creating good vibe. Although music creates a good vibe, but some people do create such music which is disturbing, because with the power of lyric writing, they disturb the sense of music. Although in the background, instruments is being played. There's flute also, but it is not being able to create an impact. So I told that guy that make your kid listen to only one instrument at one time. Make them understand the power of individual instrumentals, so that they understand what flute is saying, what guitar is saying, and now engage and involve them in the process of learning any of the instrument. That guy did that. Within 3 months, his naughty kid became silent. Now he is observing the life at the best. Now he is, going to school daily. Like whenever the schools are open, he's been focusing on his study, and he is almost 9 to 10 years old now. So like if you start feeding your kid since the beginning, since the age of 3, 4, or even if it is a newly born baby, just play some flute in front of him. Bikram's flute, Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasia's flute, or some sitar music, some ambient music, and see the impact on kid's life. At that moment, that kid will start loving his life. Although the kid is not worrying about what is next, but he is not finding the way, because there is no sound. There's only buck, what we are talking about. People are discussing, gossiping. That kid is being fed with that kind of stuff. Now he's imagining that, because he has got the power of imagination. And it is being said that in the early years, when you are newly born, your power of imagination is 10 times faster than any 20 years old kid. So that guy, that one of my friend said, my kid is now totally changed. He's listening to music day and night and understanding the depth of music. Now he is transformed. So, Bikram, when I see people like you, those who have dedicated their life, your bread and butter is music. So like, how is your commercial life?
Music.
how is your commercial life? For an artist, commercializing his art is a challenge in the beginning.
Yeah.
Once you become
Yeah.
professional, your passion empowers you because now you're getting money out
Yes.
of it. So, how a
Yes.
musician can sustain a life where he's being satisfied with whatever he's earning, or what is a career in this industry?
It's a very nice question. For me, I never dreamed one day I'm going to be a musician. But when I was about to complete my PhD, I was doing my PhD in geoarchaeology. Then slowly I realized what I will do after this PhD. My parents are waiting, and soon I will be in the university or somewhere. Then I decided I had to do because flute I have been playing professionally from I was 13 years. Then I realized the joy what I'm going to get playing with my flute and the other side like my brother sister in the university doing something they're also good but then I really I decided I should play flute like that and that time I never thought how commercially will be successful because the Pune is not my place. Nobody knew me. But I was very brave. I decided what I decided I will do it like that. I dropped my everything, my education means I left, finished it. Then I just started playing flute. Then luckily I started playing in the hotel, five-star hotel. And I never planned also. The commercially once you not follow me, I always go on my instinct, and I'm not so worried about my life. I don't worry about the commercial this thing. But if you think for the professional commercially, you want to be like this, then one has to plan something not like what I did. But slowly, it started growing. People started seeing a five-star hotel, all these Indian big industrialists whomsoever staying in Pune, Bombay, they started knowing me. This guy, like that. Then I started playing big shows. They started calling me, Bikram, my granddaughter is going to get married. I want you to play something like that. And I am from the Osho Ashram. I, had the best musician in the world, Japanese, Germans, all my best friend. And we started. That was the beginning of Nada Brahma. We combined together. Then when we played together, it was really magic because all the original, the type of music are different. Someone is from Brazil, they play samba, all this different stuff. And I am a fully Indian folk and the Indian classical. When I compose something and the bass guitar, he is from Brazil and he started playing and my tablis is there. When they combined together, it was a magic. And like it started growing. But I never planned this one day. I'll make this group, never planned. I was happy. I kept playing. I used to learn from my Guruji and I keep learning and playing, but I never planned my commercially how I was going to go. Then that thing happened. Then I started growing in the corporates like Tata, all this Bela, whatever they are corporate. They wanted to show something beyond Bollywood. Then my thing comes. All my young and we are really good and different sounds. Not India, no Africa, no Spain. It's a different kind of sound. Indian flute is going on and the background is bass, drum is there, and ta is there, all the colorful people. And I really love that. And still today I play that. We call it newest music like that. That was the beginning of my career. Then non-stop, then I started getting so many shows here and there, all the best people. If they want to do something, then my band comes. Then I met you also.
So when for the first time when I saw you performing on the stage, that was a different vibe. The guests themselves were different at that moment. You played for 2-3 hours and everyone was like, this is something, unforgettable. And when I see you performing live, you are totally a different person. What is the transformation? What kind of what source is coming to you when you are on the stage and you have been responsible to create such magic? Like, what is your personality at that time?
Okay, it's a nice question. Everyone said the same thing, same question. Bikram, the day you are going to play, you are totally. I become very calm. All my boys, we are very calm and we want to preserve our energy only for the stage. And the stage is everything for us, for the musician, for my band. We always pray for the stage. And that day I will be very calm and I am fully, my head is fully clear. We practice a lot. We do lots of rehearsal. We plan. But that moment, the stage things come and nothing comes according to our plan. But the crowd and the people are so important for us. Once we connect, I close my eye, but I connect with the crowds. I will play according to what they want. And my body language, everything will be different because I am fully in my music and connecting with that crowds, whatever, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. And I am going to meditate with them. And I want to take it to the Himalaya. I want to take it to Manipur. I want to take them to the desert. That is our plan. All the musicians, we are ready for that. For that, I cannot plan it. If you write down in the book, it can never happen because the crowds are different. They keep changing every minute. And once I started playing a lot, and I can see that. In the playing, like a wedding and all this is very different from the concert. If you are not strong deep inside, you can never play that because people come for the other things, not for your music. You forget your ego, you are the greatest. You try to be with them, try to love them, and try to be in your music. This we learn from the Osho. That's why we make different kind of sounds, different kind of, even like a thunder, we'll make it. Because if you really want to get the total silence, we need the atom bomb, we need thunder. Also said this. We have to take it to the peak. That's why sometimes we use lots of percussion, as you have seen. We'll do whatever, and pin drop. And I could see all the eyes of the 5,000, 10,000 people, they are on me. That is the time I can make them cry. Pin drop silent, and I'll play with my tanpura and I'll play some raga according to the time. And once they surrender to the music, then I can take them anywhere. Now I can take them to Brazil, Amazon rainforest, I can take them. I can take them to Himalaya, Kasi, top of the Everest, I can take them. Because they are surrendered, they are fully become hollow. Otherwise, people came with, oh, I am the biggest, I am the this. Then music also very, very difficult to, enter them. But once they surrendered, they started dancing and they started keep screaming. That is the time then I can really play so music, and we will take them to somewhere.
Beautifully explained.
Dance can happen, anything can happen from them. Then I will take them. Yeah. This is the thing we learned from Osho, and we have been keep doing this.
When you say with your music, you create an ambience which may bring imaginations of thunder or rains or Amazon jungles. Like now to me and my audience, let's take us to some world for 3 to 4 minutes. People can meditate it, listen to it. It's not necessary to visualize it. To see it here on the screen, you can close your eyes and imagine, visualize within yourself. So take us to some different journey with the power of your flute.